8 years of experience in IT sector, and in Java, total 6 years of experience. And I'm working on the technology, Spring Boot microservices and Spring Cloud. And for the database part, I'm using MySQL and MS SQL database. And for DevOps tool like Kubernetes, CI/CD, and Jenkins and Jira and which I worked on. So for the domain part, I worked on education and e-commerce sector and movie booking sector. And I am currently working on the movie booking sector. And here we are using microservices, and we have a part of like a movie get movie means movie content and layout booking and payment service, loyalty service, and gift card services like that. And so we have a multiple third-party integration, like for the gift card purchasing and movie detail getting, and payment gateway like Paytm, JustPay, MobiKwik, Airtel payment, and Mastercard gateway integration like that. And I have worked on the React for the in the last company for the 2 years for the front end building. But because less side of the thing, I need to do the front end myself with myself.
Okay, so you have a work in microservice, right, and cloud also.
Right.
So are you working in AWS or other cloud?
GCP server.
Sorry.
I have worked on AWS in the previous part, but some time back, a company changed the server to GCP. So I have participation in both the server, GCP as well as AWS.
So how long you have work in AWS?
It's around 2 years. We were working on the
So which
AWS.
service you have used in AWS?
Actually, deployment part is not belongs to us as a developer.
No, no, no. I'm asking you what service you have used in that project.
No service like you are asking for the Lambda and this
Yeah,
type of
I'm
thing.
asking about AWS service. Which service you have worked if you have a cloud experience?
No, yeah, I'm working on the microservices now. So Spring Cloud I have used means as a dependency I have worked on in our core
Okay.
part, not in the services.
Okay, so
Okay.
you don't have experience in related to AWS anything, right? Okay. And okay, but for which profile is basically it's for cloud full stack developer, I think.
It's Java full stack developer.
Let me check. Huh? So,
It's for Java and Vue.
okay, so have you worked in microservice, right?
Right. Right.
So how long you are working in microservice?
3 years I am using.
Yeah, in 3 years. So can you please tell me what is service registry?
So Udeka I am using for the service registry.
Your
So
voice is sorry, your voice is not clear. So I want to a little bit. Can you engage your volume in your
uh,
laptop side? Can you speak loudly?
yeah,
So
so I am working for the service registry. I was using this Eureka, and for the load balancing part, I can use. Uh, I'm
no,
using.
no. I'm asking what is service registry.
So the service registry is suppose you have a three services or four services, four microservices, right? And then you have some name like movie booking and payment gateway service and like that. Then in Eureka, you put in the form.xml in the, as a dependency and uh, um, add in application dot property that the service Eureka dot service name is this, and then it will register on the Eureka server, and all the services which is registered on the Eureka server, you can able to see in the when.
But in this scenario, where is service registry? What is service registry?
So all the services which is running with the means, suppose you have a API gateway and all suppose you have a, six or seven services, then when you go through the API gateway means when you call any API, then it is available on the service Eureka server. Then when you call through API gateway, it will validate in security point of view, and then it will move through using Eureka that the service name is ABC, then it will pass through that microservices and like
Can
that.
you please tell me which design pattern you have used in microservice?
Actually, the design pattern we are using is for the failure, means suppose some services is down, we are using circuit data pattern, which is resilience JS, and for
So how
the
you are configuring circuit breaker in your application?
yeah, in my application, we put the resilience JS means resilience JS dependency in my services. If and at the rate circuit breaker inside the method or class, and then if some service is failing, means suppose some service is not responding back. If you call internally and means in the chain of the services, you are calling a movie service and then calling uh, seat layout service. If seat layout is not responding back, then after some threshold you can assign in the application load property. If it is passing that threshold, then it will the such resilience JS is going to the open state and giving not passing the response to response back, and if after some time it will go to the half open state, then it will check for some pass on some services. If microservices is responding, then it will also again go to the closed state. If again not responding, then it will go to the open state. You can also rate limit to the on the resiliences in the application dot property. You can write that how much request you need to pass in how much time. Suppose you want that in 10 seconds only, I will pass out 1,000 requests, and it can be configured
Can you please
on
tell me
the
which annotation you are using in service circuit to create a circuit breaker?
at the rate at the rate circuit breaker and at the rate at the rate circuit breaker like that. I'm not able to recall that, but it's like that, and you will pass the response means response function that after a request fail, then it will responded like suppose you create a method like uh, uh, some default response method you can create it, and if response fail, then same default response it will get back to the as a response.
What is load balancer?
So, suppose you have three or four microservices, and some microservices is uh, um, suppose in the peak movie time we have a payment gateway services, and gateway and seat layout services need to be give high response of means um, more than means four or five instance or six instance need to be created for that service because it's a peak time. So in that period of time, we are putting a Spring Cloud load balancer, and then it will move out request. If request is there, then move out to different microservices, and then it will respond accordingly. So based on the load, it will uh, uh, give the response to different instance. Give the request to the different
What is config
instance.
server in?
So in the config server, you are you are putting the centralized configuration to from for the all services. Like you have four services and you have multiple environment is there. Then for each environment, you can put the configuration file in the um, config server. It may be Git or anything you can you want, and you can configure in that, and the config server will be given more priority instead of your main application dot property. So all the property is taken from the config server.
How to check health of application?
So actuator is there, means Spring actuator, you can install put on the your pom.xml file. So in that you have a matrix of and health, all those things in that server.
So yeah,
In
so do you know how to inter-service communication happening in microservice?
Yeah, so in if first when any request is gone, so it will pass through API gateway. A security check is done. Then it will go to the suppose that we are going to the movie store service, right? Then for that we are directly using fan, and through fan we are calling to the next service, like seat layout service. So it will directly uh, uh, call through the proxy.
So I just want to know how your two different services are communicating each other.
So that's that fan you can use through fan. You have multiple method. You can use HTTP method also, but we are using fan. The config
What you are using?
fan.
Acha, fin. Fin card.
FEID. Yeah. So through Fan, you can create a proxy for the services, and directly you can call.
So which are you not using a REST template?
No, in some cases, like for the external calling, like we have a TMDB integration, payment gateway integration, and all service in that for the outer service integration, we are using this.
Are you not getting?
Sorry.
Can you come again?
Yeah, so for the suppose we have a movie box integration for a third party like movie work is a company which can which are storing the movie details. So for the calling of the movie, we are using HTTP REST. For-
What is synchronous or asynchronous communication in microservice?
So suppose you suppose you are calling some you have to send some message, right? Uh, and you don't want to get response back. That the messaging service need not to respond back to the service means for that whether message is gone or not. It only hit and forget to the request. So in that case, we are using asynchronous call, and where the response is required, then in that case, we are using synchronous call. So
So fin client is synchronous or synchronous?
Chain is means in the current version it is you can call asynchronous also, and synchronous calls is there.
Okay. So how you are handling exception in Spring Boot?
So I am handling like you can use controller device also, and at the rate exception handling. But in my case, we are using try catch block where suppose some exception is there, and then in try we can catch the exception and print in the logger. You can use throw
What
also.
is path variable and request param?
mm, Path variable in request param.
Difference between path variable and request param.
So path variable, suppose suppose I have a payment gateway service, and okay, this path variable. If you are sending some request, and you are passing out some data in URL like suppose you have a sheet layout and URL, and you have to pass movie sorry cinema ID and cinema code there, and then you can pass in the URL, and some request parameter is also required that this cinema has this session and this for this time. Then in the request body, you are passing that this variable, and variable name is this, and the value is this in the request parameter, and in the URL you can pass path variable.
What is at the rate transaction?
Yeah. So suppose you have a you are on the payment service, and you have done entry in the system booking detail table. Then after payment, uh, uh, at, at the same time you are putting the data in the table, and some failure is there. Then you need to roll back all those transactions which is happening. So at the rate transaction is doing it is getting successful when all the transaction is happen, and if it is some functionality is failed, then it is roll back all the transactions.
Can you tell me what is isolation propagation?
Isolation propagation. So In the isolation, actually, not recall isolation. Means um, it's like individual calls means some calls is happening individually and propagate on like that.
Come again?
Sorry.
Come again?
Actually, it's like some you are sending some individual call and passing through the request, and it's like individual call for each services like that. Actually, I don't have
Okay,
exact.
so are you using JP?
Yeah.
So suppose I have a list of ID.
Hmm.
Okay, so you have to fetch all data for given ID. How you will
Okay.
do?
Okay. So uh, one way is like you can write a custom query. You can put the all the ID in a request in uh, um, by comma separated and pass in request means by custom query you can pass select this and where ID in and pass the uh, customized variable in that then it will give you result. Yeah.
Okay, so suppose you have a list of array, okay,
Mm.
and in that you have an array just like a list you have a, in that list you have some duplicate words, and now you have to find out, you have to create one logic to find out which word count is how many times.
Okay.
Okay, can you please tell me what will be your logic?
So I will stream the array and map it to map a string and to the long by using a map to object and in that I in the map I have a word and count and you can return back. If you want list of all, then um, you can get the map and through the map you can uh, get the data.
Can you send me that same code with me in that chat?
Yeah, I'm sharing this.
Just use a stream list. You have a list. Just assume you have a list.
Okay.
Just tell me. Just write syntax. I'm just
Okay.
looking for that.
Yeah, like that you can do.
Can you add item in a list?
Yeah.
But why you are using map here? Map as well as we can remove this map list. I think it's not required.
Sorry, which?
Map stream.map. I think it's not required.
Yeah,
Isn't it?
yeah.
And again here, routine by you don't need to function dot identity. You can simply lambda you can use here. W just like word lambda word.
It is directly it is directly
You can
write.
just word you, for each word you can get now. So word equal to lambda word you can write here. Not here, not I'm just asking. Just go inside routine by you have right now function dot identity.
Hmm.
So you can use here d lambda d.
Yeah.
Suppose I have a character.
I need to
Okay.
send you or it is okay.
No, that is. Suppose you have a character array.
Okay.
Not character array. Suppose you have a string which containing a numeric alphabet and some special character.
Okay.
Now you have to reverse that string without changing any index of special character.
Reverse listing without changing
Reverse
any.
string without changing any index of special character.
Yeah.
You have a string with in that string you have a numeric alphabet and special character, but you don't have to need reverse any alphabet.
Okay. So you want result like 321 S dollar CBA, right?
No, I'm not looking. I'm just telling you special character should not be reverse. It should be in same
Okay.
index.
Okay. And this character will be changed. Now. Suppose ABCD.
Alphabet and numeric you can reverse.
Okay. Okay.
This is fine, whatever you have. Can you please tell me the logic, what you are thinking,
Actually, I
so
am
we can do it quickly?
yeah. So if um, I am storing in the result character array, and if character at end or character of at start is about is a special character, then it will I will continue this. Means I will again go out of the flow with the start plus plus and in plus plus in minus minus. Else, it will I will put it in that case. I will put in the start and in is the same character which I get, and then I will convert character array to the string. Hello.
So suppose, yeah, suppose I have a one. Do you know that serialization?
Yeah.
What is serialization?
So suppose you have some data and you um, want to pass over to the network, so, over the network. So you need to serialize uh, it and convert it into the byte, and then that will be uh, pass over the network, and it will be deserialized again.
So if I don't want to some property serialize, what I have to do here?
So in that I have a annotation. Uh, we have a one annotation. I will assign that. Then I will suppose we have a employee call Pozo class, and in that address is there. So if I don't want to like address, then you can annotate it as in nonce means I'm not able to recall that name. So with that name you assign, then it will not civilize.
Okay. Okay, so I have done the interview. So do you have any question, anything?
Yeah. Mohanji, which domain you are adding means which type of domain you are adding to work?
Actually, it's for finance domain, and here we are looking some cloud and
Okay.
Spring Boot microservice, React.js developer.
Yeah, yeah.